null and alternative hypothesis. So in this activity, I'm going to talk about things like if this statement's a null hypothesis or an alternative hypothesis, if it's a one-tailed test or a two-tailed test, and where are the independent and dependent variables, if there are any, in that statement. Okay, so the first one. The amount of sleep a person gets each night has no effect on memory. Okay, this would actually be a null hypothesis because this word right here, no effect. Keep in mind, null hypothesis is none, nothing, zilch, nada, right? The amount of sleep is going to be the independent variable, right? So right here is your independent variable. This is the one the researcher can manipulate, right? You can have some people get 5 hours of sleep, some people get 6 hours, 7 hours, all the way up to 10 hours. And the memory is the dependent variable, right? How well they did on a memory test afterwards, right? So this one would be a null hypothesis, and it would be a one-tail. No, it would be a two-tail, sorry, because effect. So effect is right here, right? Where's effect? Right here. So effect is that ambiguous word, right? So you're looking for difference, effect, change. Those are all going to be two-tail. Okay. The color painted on the wall has no effect on mood. So again, we have this negative statement here, this nullifying statement. So this would be a null hypothesis again. And it would be a two-tail, again, because again, we have this effect here. So it would be a two-tail null hypothesis. The independent variable would be the color painted on the wall, right? Is it red? Is it yellow, right? And I'm sure you've seen or read in architectural magazines, oh, if you paint it yellow it makes you happy, and red makes you angry, and blue makes you, I don't know, whatever it is, sad or calm, right? And then the mood then would be the dependent variable, right? Happy or sad or calm. Okay. A person's age has an effect on what type of food they prefer. So this would be a alternative hypothesis, right? Because let's look at here, has an effect, right? If it was a null hypothesis, it would be person's age has no effect. But this is like the opposite of the null. So a person's age has an effect on what type of food they prefer. Age would be then the independent variable, or what you're, as the researcher, selecting out for, right? And then the food they prefer is that dependent variable. And it would be a two-tailed test, again, because of this effect right here, right? So it's two-tail. But it's an alternative hypothesis. Okay. So playing the violin 30 minutes a day lowers blood pressure. This would be an alternative hypothesis again, right? Because there's no negative or nullifying statement in this at all. So playing the violin 30 minutes a day lowers blood pressure. It's stating what the alternative to not really having an effect on blood pressure would be about playing the violin, right? It's going to be one tail, right? Because lower. So in a distribution, what's going to look like right here's distribution. You're actually looking for this side of the distribution because you're hoping that playing the violin is relaxing and it lowers your blood pressure, and so you're actually over here, that your Z obtained or your T obtained would be over here in this side. The independent variable would be playing the violin, right? So you're going to have 50 of your participants play the violin and 50 of them not play the violin, and then you're going to check this dependent variable here, the blood pressure at the end of 6 months or whatever it is. Okay. Meditation improves the ability to focus. So this would be, again, a alternative hypothesis, right? There's no null, not statements, right? So meditation improves the ability to focus. The null hypothesis pair would be meditation will not increase their ability to focus, right? So this is actually a one-tailed test because of this word right here, right? So this dictates a one-tailed test. Anytime you see the words like improve or decline or greater or less or more or those kind of positive or negative words, it's going to be more of a one-tailed test. So in this distribution, right, opposite from the one we just did, we're actually looking for over here, we're looking for a positive, right, because right here in the middle is the mu, which serves as our 0, and over on this side is going to be positive, on this side is going to be a negative, right? So meditation is going to be the independent variable, right? And then the ability to focus is going to be your dependent variable. and it's going to be an alternative hypothesis. Hopefully this helps clear up how to distinguish between a null and alternative hypothesis, how to really kind of dissect that statement, to dig out and specify the independent variable, the dependent variable, and to determine if it's a one-tail or a two-tail test.